Well, the Wall Street Journal is reporting on a new draft rule by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. I know, sounds boring, but it would force the country's largest financial firms to tie incentive-based pay to individual employees' long-term performance. This is instead of just handing out large bonus checks. Time to let the Willis watchdogs out. Ben Ferguson is a radio talk show host in Memphis. Joey Jackson is an attorney, and Andrea Tanteros is a Fox News contributor. Joey, let's start with you.
It's about time. Come on, they have to tie it to something. Why just hand out large checks for no reason and no basis? And doesn't it make perfect sense? Is this rocket science to tie performance to pay?
Well, they've done it in the past, but these guys find ways around it. So this is something new they're trying to beat Wall Street at its game. Ben, what do you say?
Yeah, it's called the private sector. I mean, trust me, there's plenty of lawyers out there that make a ton of money, and it's not tied to their performance. Not that I'm saying anything about lawyers, sir, but be reality here. You've got guys on Wall Street that may not be at a company for 5 years for them to even tied to these performances. It's the private sector. Obama on Sunday says, I want to help people grow and I want business to grow. But on Monday, it's let me regulate you just a little bit more so you're all terrified.
Come on, these guys need some help.
No, he actually said it today in the chamber speech. He goes, if we're going to work on the tax code, if we're going to work on exporting more, we can't let these guys at the top get more money. I mean, come on. This administration is so obsessed with pay and pay of Wall Street and pay of big salaries.
He's friendly to business, Andrea.
Not
He's friendly to business, Ben, and stop picking on attorneys, will you?
He's friendly to anybody that's out of business. He's friendly to anybody that's out of business. If you don't have a job, Obama's your best friend.
The economy's coming back. It's coming back quick because of President Obama.
Okay, all right. We're going to move on to the next story. Also from the Wall Street Journal, the agency most targeted for complaints by business, the Environmental Protection Agency. The regulations from the EPA were deemed too burdensome by more than 100 trade organizations and businesses. Andrea?
I can't say this one's a jaw dropper either. I mean, we just saw last week GE gets a carve out after they spent $18 million lobbying for cap and trade, pushing all these regulations on everyone else only to exempt themselves. And, you know, they have a history of regulating some really weird stuff, like dirt, for example. Kind of hard to farm without dirt, don't you think? I mean, this administration really is, you know, focused on just killing any kind of job creation.
Can I say that they want to regulate mold and mildew killing products as pesticides?
That's
I mean, come on, Joey.
That's essential to regulate that. No, look, let's give him a little bit of credit. Let's give him a little bit of credit. What he did was he said, look, I want you to go back, look at regulations that make sense, evaluate what works, what doesn't work. Whenever you regulate business, there are concerns about it, Ben, when you regulate business, but they have to be regulated.
Yeah,
but
Ben?
Sometimes the less the better.
Hey, remember, this is the same president that said last summer, hey, last summer was a summer of recovery. Just because he says it doesn't mean it's a reality. And the other thing is here, look at the EPA. They're like NASA. Every year they say, we need more money, so we got to figure out what we're going to do next. We're going to go to Mars. Now we're going to go some other place. I mean, the EPA will regulate anything they can to keep themselves relevant within this administration.
Ben,
They're doing a great job of it.
Ben, do you want clean water to drink?
We already have clean water. No,
do you want our children to die?
We already have clean water.
Okay. Let's go to the next story. A whopping 111 million viewers tuned in to watch the Green Bay Packers victory in Super Bowl 45. It was a new ratings record scored by Fox. It clobbered last year's 106 million. This pushes the series finale of MASH down to third place in the list of most watched programs. And hours before kickoff to yesterday's Super Bowl, hundreds of fans, this is an excuse to show football video, I think. Hundreds of fans who purchased tickets were denied access to their seats. These were temporary seats and were not approved by the local fire marshal. The NFL says they are reimbursing fans 3 times the price of their tickets and offering free tickets to next year's big Super Bowl game. Ben, is that enough?
Hey, I'm not worried. I'm sure the EPA will be investigating this along with the Obama administration and Congress. So they're going to end up getting lifetime supply of Super Bowl tickets for all of the people that they know, who they used to be married to, and cousins, aunts, and uncles' friends. So I think they're all going to be fine.
Andrea?
This is ludicrous. Can you imagine taking a plane all the way down, getting a hotel, and then not having a seat because some fire marshal didn't do your job? I mean, it didn't do his job? Come on! I mean, I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians last night, so I missed the game.
I'm surprised, Andrew. You usually go to these big to-do events. I'm shocked you didn't go.
Oh, you know me. VIP.
But listen, I think it happens. Mistakes occur. They're doing the right thing. They'll get tickets to next year's Super Bowl. They'll get 3 times the value. All will be well, and we'll chalk it up to human error.
Just make sure it's not nosebleed
Said the attorney. Human error.
I'm being optimistic, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. It sounds like a scene out of a sitcom or a commercial, but it turns out men in China are sporting Prada and Louis Vuitton bags. Almost $500 million luxury handbag market in China is fellas. Only 7% of bag customers in the U.S. are men. Joey, you carrying a bag? Is there a bag over there? I'm looking and I'm looking.
I'm going to get my bag right now. I mean, look, you know, you got to keep up with the trends and all the rest of it. It's good stuff. I don't care. Little man love here.
Ben, do you have a bag?
The only way I follow this trend is if they give me $1 million contract to go with it. I'll sport 2 of them then.
All right, Andrea.
I love it, Jerry. You know, we spend hours lugging around our big bags. It's about time men lug around their big bags. And in China, they're lugging around all this new technology. Now they know how we feel. But they're not in heels, so only halfway they know how we feel.
My briefcase is bigger than that.
Well, Joey, I don't know about Joey, what he does on the weekend, but
that was a fun
I watched the Super Bowl.
All right. Thanks, Andrea, Joey, and Ben.
Pleasure.
We'll be right back with my 2 cents.